right? We're back after a week of time off.
Yeah,
Yeah, here your mic's
have had
working
a-
now, both right?
but we're both
Is it?
working. We're both on.
Is it?
It's been
Yeah,
a
it's
wild
pretty
week.
loud. Yeah,
There's been a lot of stuff that's happened.
yeah,
After 30 minutes, it will stop working.
Yeah, and then Glass
Yeah.
has to like hold the cord.
yeah. You,
Upside
you
down.
need like something to. You have a stand before, right? Like something to like
Yeah, it's
put it
right
in,
here.
so you don't have to like. But I guess you have to like, do you store it somewhere after you use it?
Well, we
We
have a box.
Kinda.
We have a
we have
like
a
a, we
podcast
have a box
box.
that says podcast stuff. and we throw it in there.
there.
But we
Yeah.
used to have such a good setup with the table over there and the screen with the white screen that I was so proud of.
Mhm.
But ever since we moved Glass's office upstairs, it's just
Yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault.
I don't want to blame you, but you know,
Thank you.
if you want to take credit
all
for
you.
the problems, then we can blame
Yeah.
you. But we would like to. I will come around to getting that set up again in a better way. We should probably just do it downstairs.
Yeah.
But that'll be next week for sure.
We can do it here. We just need to put back that table.
But we need
Yeah,
lighting
and then,
like Louis. Louis has
and then
much more strategic lighting, whereas we have this Filipino light that I like to call it.
It's okay.
Yeah,
we have
This
we have
aggressive white light coming
we
down.
have 2 kids. We have an out. So
And that's
it's just
yeah.
we'll
Actually,
just get
if you just like put that like a bit in front, I think that will make it better. Because if it's at the back, your face is gonna be darker. Because like the camera will say like, oh, this is the brightest part. I'm gonna make that
but
pretty.
if you put it
Net.
in front, you're not gonna see Adam.
You got to see me. I'm what people come back for. They come back for this face.
You're gonna be too bright.
So it's too bright.
I know.
No, but the background was good. The flag, what do you call this? The flag
Yeah,
Filipino
it's right in
USA.
front
That's
of us,
actually
yeah.
yeah.
We get to look at it, and no one gets to see
We
it.
can move this there.
Yeah, move that over there. Yeah.
Mm.
So there's work to be done, but
Yeah.
like Liza said, it's not. Our life isn't crazy or chaotic necessarily. It's just that every moment is kind of accounted for. So there's not really much free time,
Mhm.
So
Yeah. I didn't even make changes at the back. Like ever since that was set up, I didn't like touch it. Even though I work, I just leave it there. So if that stops working, we're gonna be like, another 30 minutes. Like, hey guys, I think my light's not working anymore. Yeah. So I try hard not to touch it. Yeah.
well, you've always been on time, especially. So I think did you say today you also woke up an hour early by mistake?
Yeah. I guess it's because I wake up early. Like this week, we try to like put back the morning routine stuff. I tried joining the morning class again for jiu-jitsu. So hopefully that stays.
So what time is your
Yeah.
morning class? What time does that start?
But it's not even morning. It's I think they started. They used to start 9 because that's like the morning. It's the morning class, and then the instructors are sometimes not really sometimes, like most of the time they're late because they have jobs like in the evening. So it became 9:30, and then after 9:30 it became 10. So right now it's 10 to 10:30. Like starts at that time. So it's actually noon.
So okay,
Very
all right. So
different.
let me tell you about the American Jiu-Jitsu morning class. It's at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah, that's a morning class.
that is
It's
a
almost
morning
like
class.
Sunrise. That's
And
sunrise.
something told me that your Filipino morning class would certainly be brunch time,
Yeah, it's
which
not
is no
morning anymore.
surprise. It's like
Our
It's not
mornings
lunch.
are mid mornings.
Americans just get up so
Yeah.
freaking early,
Yeah.
and
But that
Yeah.
makes sense though. If you say morning class, it should be like sunrise. Because it's for those for those people who like to do a class before their actual work, because some people work at 9, right?
yeah.
So that
I get it. Like we talked about, like the Filipinos work overnight,
yeah.
because of the time zones. So I get it. I mean, there's obvious reasons, but I was a morning class guy. Tuesday, Thursday, 5:30 a.m. Come back by 6:30, shower. 6:45. I'm like ready to get ready
Yeah.
for work. It was perfect. Then Maddie was born, and I just couldn't.
Yeah.
Madison, we call her Maddie. I don't know if that was known.
I'll call her Mads.
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 But
like a friend,
yeah.
like Mads.
Mads or
That's what's
Madi?
up.
Is that a
Madi.
Filipino term? Did you
What's Madi again? Yeah, I know it's an endearment.
Madi.
Madi.
Yeah, I just hear people say it, but Mats, I hear it a lot. Like women,
Yeah,
girlfriends,
it's like an endearment.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well,
Mads.
our child is an endearment to us.
Yeah, and it's her like real nickname. That's good.
It's real. She's yeah. Anyway, so morning different
morning class.
definition for Filipinos.
Yeah,
I think obviously.
yeah.
But the good side, or bright side of that is they close. We usually close at midnight or even two.
Later.
Yeah.
Here you close at 8.
There's
or
nothing
9.
open late here. Yeah, that's true. Everything closes 8 or
So
9.
We're
Yeah,
9
because we
owls.
start
We're
early.
9 owls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss the Philippines. We might be going to the Philippines in the next couple of years. We're excited.
Maybe
So
January 2026 or
anyway.
February.
No, it's fine.
Well,
yeah.
that's-
We're
that's the
targeting
point.
that.
Tyson,
That's
Tyson.
my birthday.
That's true. We might be going for
Yeah.
your birthday in the next couple of years.
And
Tyson versus Paul.
Ball.
Okay.
What
gonna
do we have
drop
to
it.
say about this? I mean, I didn't even watch it.
I didn't watch it, but I've just read and seen some highlights, and then people are like complaining like Tyson was like holding back. Like I've just seen this from real, so it's not that accurate. But I see like some clips where you see like it's a very clear shot already, and it's in range, and then Tyson was like holding back. And the same thing with Jake Paul, where like he can actually rush and like what do you call this? Like go for the kill like a bunch of times, and he was holding back. So that was like the crazy thing about it.
So yeah, I have two takeaways. One, I don't know why I had to see this, but it's ingrained in my head forever. Mike Tyson's bare ass was broadcast to the whole world before the
Yeah.
fight. I think that was amazing. And then two, I feel like everyone's saying like, where was the training footage that we all saw? Because they would show training clips of Tyson, and he was just violent.
Yeah.
And there's a conspiracy now that they think. I mean, if you think the fight is staged or whatever. But the conspiracy is like maybe they sped up his training footage, to make it look like he was faster. Because when you see him walking into the arena, he was like barely moving.
Okay. Well, a lot of people, or some people, would probably, tell if they did that. If like a video editor or whatever.
That's true. Yeah, it's probably.
You can pick up on that.
They made like millions of dollars from that fight, though. And the Netflix stream apparently was very, like lagging. What's the word?
Yeah,
Buffering.
I think he had problems with I think
Bruce
when it
buffering?
started. Yeah, Bruce buffering.
So,
Yeah, but I don't think it was sped up there. Like I can see some people like believing that. I think it's actual like Mike Tyson's that fast, but maybe he can just do it in like a round. Because that's what's good with those footage. Like they only have
It's
it like
just-
seconds. Maybe he can like do a blitz for like maybe one round, and then the actual match was I think eight rounds, right? Was it 8?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not really gonna do that. In a match. So maybe that's part of it. And maybe they also had like same with Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson. They had apparently they had a gentleman's agreement where you're not gonna punch the other guy full power to the head. And then when someone said that, when we actually like watch clips, they were only like hitting hard on the to the body, but to the head they're like like pulling their punches. So maybe they had some sort of that agreement also with Jake Paul. I mean, they're gonna make
Jeez.
money anyway. It sucks because well, it's an exhibition if you think about it.
Everybody wins. The only losers are the people that watched it, I guess. Everyone won. Someone said
But
that Jake Paul's planning his next opponent, and he's trying to contact Joe Biden to come out. He's trying to I'm just-
but like, who's the oldest that he's gonna be
yeah.
able to beat?
Yeah, Mike's the oldest by far, right? The other
He's
ones
got to
were
be
like Yeah, there was were MMA fighters that not really.
Did he?
They started with
Yeah.
Nate Robinson of all people, some random NBA like middle
Yeah.
star, and then it was the streamer. He lost to an actual boxer who was Tyson's Fury's cousin. What's his name?
Yeah,
Something Fury.
decision though. Decision. Yeah.
Decision. So where does he go from here? I don't know. I saw him, and really it's just clips like you, Louis. I kind of never really sat down and consumed his content, but
Yeah,
the clips I've seen of him, like, I don't know if he's tired or whatnot or got brain trauma, but if you hear him talk now, he seems like he's completely out of it.
Who?
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
He's got like 1,000-yard stare, and he's like talking really slow, and he seems disturbed. At least maybe it was just the one interview I saw, but he just
Is he known to take drugs or like?
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know, but
maybe steroids, maybe
at a
some
certain
other
point,
stuff. Yeah, if you're that rich, maybe.
I think there's a reason why really rich, successful people, and not like the billionaires in business necessarily, but like if you're successful from entertainment and you're successful from really high highs, like adrenaline dumping events, you're more likely to have a drug problem because you can't ever match the feeling that you get, and the money
It's
doesn't.
very euphoric for you.
Yeah,
For that.
you got to match the euphoria that the thrill of the accomplishment.
Yeah.
Is you can't top
Like
it when
you're
it
there,
goes down.
and then it's just you have to come down.
So yeah, you can't. You got to come down and you got to chase it, and then you sort of self-medicate.
Yeah, and you're probably surrounded by that too. Like you would have like friends who take drugs, so it's harder to resist those stuff because it's just right there, arms reach. that kind of stuff. Yeah.
His older brother.
I don't want to accuse him of anything, but
seems to be.
Oh yeah,
doing
allegedly.
good.
yeah, allegedly. I'm just saying, like, he may be fine. His older brother, I actually like his older brother. The only controversy with his older brother was really, so his older brother is the one that fought
Floyd. Yeah.
Floyd. The only big controversy with him was he went in that Japanese suicide forest and filmed it.
Oh, was it? Oh,
That was him. But yeah, I prefer him over the younger brother.
Yeah, I think
Younger brother's just a little.
His podcast doing great, and I think he also has had a controversy with I think some crypto stuff. Like he was promoting this certain coin, and then turns out it's like a same other a scam, like a pyramid scam, and then he was part of it. I think he partnered with someone who's maybe convince him that it's real. And then so he was promoting it, and I think one of the backlash was he knew that it was a scam, but he still kept promoting it. I think so. That's the thing. So he could also be like also a victim of that. But I've heard it's a lot of people like God, because he's a big personality. He's a famous person, right?
Yeah.
So he was
Was
able
it the
to
FTX?
pull in.
I think Tom Brady was in the mix too.
Because I've heard the reason I've heard this is I already heard about it because of I think there's a lawsuit that Logan Paul filed against like a YouTuber who like more like revealed the story, and then so he's suing that guy for libel because of some other stuff, and then that's how I heard about that story, and then like, oh, so he was part of this because a YouTuber I did watch that. He's one of those like independent investigators, so he actually like have good content. I forgot the name because that's the only video I watched from his channel, but he's actually like got evidence, got those public documents from so he's actually like it took him like maybe months to organize those stuff, and then like made content about it, like how Logan Paul blah 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 about this crypto stuff.
This may be a shot in the dark. Was it like coffee something? Was coffee in his name?
Oh yeah. This Coffeezilla. I think Coffeezilla. Yeah,
was that it?
Monster? Yeah, Monster.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I love his stuff. He's so thorough with his. Yeah, he's really is like an
investigation stuff, right? Yeah,
yeah. He's done a lot of really great he did a really good job with the SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried from the SBX, SFX. What's the crypto
FTX,
thing that
whatever.
FTX?
Not ringing a bell for guys. Not ringing. But
I know
he's
the
that.
guy,
He's
but-
that's him. Yeah.
He's in jail
Yeah.
with.
He was on Rogan.
He's in jail with Diddy.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Really?
that was the New Yorkers were telling, or no, I think I've read about.
Oh wow.
that.
Oh my gosh.
They're on the same. They're in New York.
Oh, maybe so. He had some contacts too. Who knows? Who knows?
Find
knows
out
people,
what happened
knows
at the
people,
Diddy
yeah.
parties. There must be a Diddy party in jail. I'm sure that he's must be happy there. He's probably thriving in jail.
He doesn't have money. He needs to pay back. All
Someone's sending him money, I'm sure. He's got
Yeah.
ramen noodles, cigarettes.
It's
what
a
is the
different kind of
currency in?
rich when you're in when you're in prison. When
Yeah.
you're in jail. Different.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. We will.
Because it's a high profile case. So
yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's probably well taken care of in prison. But
Yeah, probably still have a lot of money. Still, he's paying off
Yeah.
some people. Yeah, maybe I don't know. I'm not really that. I don't know much about like people in jail, how stuff works in there. I've seen movies
need
though.
to-
Maybe that's real. Yeah, how they portray it. Like those. There's still like powerful people in there. With,
Yeah, I believe
more
it.
influence.
with the
Mhm.
jails in the U.S. are a big problem is that they're privately owned. Like not every jail is owned by the state or the government. There's like privately owned jail that operate under like a profit almost, and then they
okay.
partner with the justice system to house criminals.
Mm.
So some of the motivations of like why the jail exists and how it does it may be in question. Now that's about as far as I go in terms of my understanding, and even that might be loose. But there's definitely a lot of people are in jail in the U.S.
Mhm.
There's a lot of people to put in jail in the U.S. I think the U.S. is one of the most imprisoned, like per capita countries in the world.
Mm.
Last time
And
I checked.
it's also a private business. Yeah, it gets sketchy
And,
if that happens. So like there might
I didn't
don't
know that.
So there might be people who are like, oh, we have a quota. Let's put 10 people more in jail this month. And then, that sucks if that happens.
Yeah, so in the United States, private prisons are used in 27 states currently. There's 158 private prisons in the United States. 96,000 inmates were housed in private prisons. So, yeah, it's super interesting. I don't know. You don't even think about that because you think when someone goes and gets in trouble and they go to jail, you literally don't think about them again until they come out. Like you don't really care what they do, what happens to them when they're in there. I don't know. I'm not really making a point about it either. I'm just sort of saying it out loud.
I didn't know that. I thought it was all sanctioned by the government or like.
Yeah, that too. I didn't know there was.
I guess it's like
some of
private
it
schools
for
too. You got state schools and you got private schools.
Or like elderly care or something.
Elderly care.
What do you call that?
There's a nursing home.
Nursing home.
nursing homes. Yeah.
Which, by the way, would you want to go to a nursing home when you get older?
No.
No. What about you, Louis?
It's not common here. Usually in here, you live in your house and then your family visits, or sometimes your family lives with you, maybe just a different house nearby, and then your grandchildren like visits you. Because the home, I don't know, it's not that
Culturally,
big. It's not that big here in the Philippines. To
I
have a
don't
home,
even
'cause I
know.
don't.
You just ride it out.
There's a nursing home that I know that's in Cebu. I don't.
There is, but it's not the Gasa
Can't
Gasa
recall.
Sagugma. It's not a nursing home, but it's more of like they don't have anywhere to go to. Yeah, it's more of like that.
It's
right?
like adult orphans.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
here though. You have to pay them.
Oh yeah.
nursing homes in the U.S. they're like college. Like you get to. I would love to hang out with old people. And like,
In Cebu, it's more of a charity. Like
Mm.
you go there, so it's not like you have to pay for.
it's like a parish.
Yeah, it's usually organized by church or a nonprofit organization.
You just dump your old people there and
Yeah, some of them not that.
Just kick them out of the jeepney. There you go.
I think most of them are in there. They just don't have anywhere to go to. That's why they and then
Like
they're
I
old.
have a
Casa Saguma.
Gasa Saguma.
Gasa, yeah.
Casa Saguma.
But I've been there. I forgot about that place, but in my mind, it wasn't. It's not a nursing home because
Yeah.
it's more of a charity
Yeah.
type of.
Well,
But it's for
Place.
old people.
Yeah,
so yet another
Your
big
nursing home
difference.
is just
Again,
more of like you have like people taking care of you, making sure you're fed, making sure you
Yeah,
have
but
everything. You
in
pay
there,
them.
you have to like pay. Yeah, it's like a monthly. I think Adam said it. It's like college. Like you're paying someone for to study college, and they stay in the campus. And then, oh, your mic's not. Your mic just stopped. Yeah,
this one for Adam.
yeah,
Told
Adam. Yeah,
you.
it's
Give me
working
the
now.
second
It's
more
working.
important thing to say. For in the U.S.,
Hello.
this.
Yeah, it's working.
Cut it off. Shut the mic down.
Oh, it's not working now. License mic not working now.
But in the U.S., similar to what we talked about in previous episodes, where it's like, do you kick your kids out when they're 18, or do they stay with you until they get married? The U.S. is like when your parents are old, you're not going to let them move back in with you. Like you're just going to pay money for them to go to a nursing home and never go see them, or see them like once or twice a year. So it's like it happens on the front end when the kids leave, and then the kids sort of return the favor too and say no. Now my family would be different probably, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, but your family have their own house, right? So it can just like they can just like be old in there because
Yeah.
they have their own house.
I'm
Or-
not
or,
opposed
yeah,
to like
or
they
get
have
someone
like a nurse or
But
a
then you want, like,
caretaker.
camaraderie with other old people. Some people like to go to nursing homes so that they can hang out with people their age and
Yeah, that's
people
not
that
that's
do the
not
same
me.
stuff. Go to a cafeteria,
I'll just crochet.
play
or something.
bingo. No,
Bingo.
you just do your own thing. I wouldn't want to bother my kids and have them change my diapers and stuff.
You hire a nurse.
Yeah, you hire a
Filipino
caregiver.
nurse.
How can you go have fun and then be in a nursing home? And,
I would party every day in the nursing home, man.
but someone has to change your diaper.
Well, yeah,
You're gonna
it's
be
okay.
like, let's go to Bob's. Then we start
Yeah, I have
walking
to.
like
Well,
an
let's go.
hour
Let's
away.
go to the bar. Let's go to the
6
bar
o'clock.
tonight. Can I bring? Oh, hey, nurse, can I bring you? I need somebody to.
But this when you're that old, you day drink. You don't drink at night because you're going to be asleep by 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
And you got a wheelchair, like a motorized scooter. You just wheel down the road.
yeah.
I'm excited to be
race.
old.
That
Race
would be
with
a
other-
great business idea,
Yeah,
like a bar for old people.
that's a good idea.
Yeah,
The minimum
You have
age
like
would be what 65.
yeah. You sell like shots of Ensure milk.
Yeah.
Shots of ginger. Ginger vitamins or whatever. That's
Little caramel candies. What do old people eat? Like
Yeah.
caramels? No? Butterscotch?
Much, yeah. That's on the menu. See there, like milk, no alcohol. But a lot of
No, we
old
just hand
people
out
here
Viagra.
that too. Yeah,
Right? You have a rave, an orgy.
that's
old people.
that's a different like Diddy party now, like for old people. Like a Diddy for old people.
But no, actually, interesting fact about old people is the baby boomer generation. Did you call it baby boomers in the Philippines? Is that also?
Oh, it's not work. Your mic's not.
That's a new term
That's
for
working,
us. It's a new term for us.
Okay, so baby boomer generation, though, is the generation that was born after World War II.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a
not
lot
working.
of people.
Yeah,
Growing up in the Philippines, we don't know what baby boomer was until maybe it came to light recently. I mean, at least for me.
we don't call
Okay.
them boomers.
Boomers, yeah. So, and the reason why it's such a significant age group, at least in the U.S., is after World War II, all the soldiers came back from the war, and they had a lot of babies. And they were incentivized to have babies, and there was a massive influx of birth. So there was like
That's why they're called
child
boomers,
tax credits
baby
given by the government because they wanted to get the numbers back up. So those old people are now retiring and or dying, hopefully not dying, but the wealth that they've accumulated is transferring to the next generation, all within the next 5 to 10 years. It's expected to be one of the biggest transfers of wealth in U.S. history. And the industry that I'm in, which is financial advising and financial services, it's a big deal to reach out to that next generation. Was it Gen X or whatever, their children? Whatever that next generation is, and maintain a relationship with them, keep their assets. What are they going to do with grandpa's money? You know, it's a big deal. I don't know. It's interesting to see. No, I mean, that's not mine. It's not mine to make decisions on.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't hear Glyce's. Sorry. Because her mic's not
Nothing.
She said something that was mildly funny.
mildly mildly funny. It's like
All right,
Adam's
I'm
like a
gonna
good.
go.
Yeah,
No,
that's
don't
working
leave.
now. Yeah.
What? It works now.
It works now.
Right now, no. I think earlier when you said I'm gonna go, it was. Yeah.
Wait, unplug it and plug it back in. See? Smart.
Try it again. Maybe do a tap. Do a tap like a tap.
Tap, blow on it.
I can't hear. Yeah, there's nothing. No, it's not.
It's
working.
She unplugged it.
It's not plugged in. No.
Hello.
Yeah, that's working. You just like freeze.
Don't
and
move.
like-
Just stay in this exact space.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
We need to buy
working.
some new cables. That might be the
Yeah.
solution here. Sorry about
I
that.
gotta
Louis.
do that
Yeah.
next week.
No, we'll do it this week. I promise.
Yeah.
I'm
Because
gonna-
December's holidays are coming, so
Yeah,
because
let's
next
buy
week's
something because
oh
it's
yeah, it's
Black
Thanksgiving.
Friday.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe have something like microphone cables, or maybe a stand, or I think your mic's still good, so I think don't replace the mic. I think it's just a cord.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably just short it out.
Yeah, but that's interesting with the boomers though, because they're the ones who have like a lot of property, right? That era, like people have the more property, and then right now it's very expensive. Those assets are more expensive now, and then the newer
Yep.
generation is actually so hard to buy, like so hard to buy property now, right? Like for the
Yeah.
newer generation, because aside from everything so expensive, like the one that we can afford are actually like very far from the city, and then you don't really want to. I know it's more of a balance now because it's further out from the city. So are you gonna buy a bigger property in there, or are you gonna go with a condo who's not, it's just gonna be with you for maybe 50 years, and then and you can't really pass it to the newer generation. So
That's kind of, you know what, it's very different to like the boomers in the Philippines, because I don't know about you, Louis, but like there's not a lot of rich or rich people on that age bracket in the Philippines. It's the next generation after that. I think the millennials are the
Gen
one.
X.
No, what that's after,
After Boomer,
No, I
I think it's Boomer, Gen X.
X and
or
then
Gen X and
millennial.
millennials
Gen Z.
are the ones that are like more accumulating wealth now,
Okay. So
because we didn't have something like that in the Philippines. Like our government giving incentives so you can have build a family. It wasn't like that.
yeah.
Like,
For
But it's
the
interesting
people,
thought.
that's the reason why I have 4 siblings. We're 5. Or, it's the average was like you have 5
I
kids.
thought your parents just loved each other.
That too, but
That too.
not just my parents, but other parents are like they're having a lot of kids, because the more kids you have, the better chances you get of at least one of them giving
having
you
a
better life or giving you money after.
And what do you do with the other ones? You just throw them away.
Yeah.
What'd you find
Like,
out?
Just,
or they're going to be part
get
of
rid of
like the people that
just
only
let them
the
live their
child that
life.
have to support,
Just set
They
them
have-
free.
yeah.
Go and just
or they have to support
find
them too.
money somewhere. No, I understand. It's an interesting, but it's an interesting problem.
Yeah,
So it's
for
a different type
for the ones I know, like the
Philippines.
older ones, like maybe the generation before my mom, and then my mom, because it's like the older one. So the generation before my mom, they're usually like they have like a lot of kids, like 8, 10, those generation, I think it's even more luck, just from what I see, because in that time there's like opportunities where you can just like have a farm and then no one really owns that land yet. So if you're just like so industrious and then like make the most of your time, like developing a land, and then you can actually like declare, oh, I can own this one because no one owns it. There's a lot of in that in their generation. So it's more of luck for the generation afterwards them after them, because at that time, so let's say at my mom's generation, no one really like lands are becoming to be expensive, but their parents, since like some of them like owned, how do I describe it, because I think there's a lot of places for no one really owns that land, and then what you do is just like clean it up, farm it, and then you can just like pay the government taxes that declare that, oh yeah, I'm taking care of this land, and then it becomes yours. So the generation after, since the land gets expensive, though, that's their asset now, that land. So it's like, so I'm not sure if they saw the value or they're just like love to work. So the generation afterwards like benefited from their grandparents who are like just love to work that time, and then so that's where their asset came from. So it's more of like, I like to say it's luck, because you have to have like grandparents who were like thinking of like, oh, let's build land, because some people didn't have that. So that's why they're able to like afford some of the stuff they have, like that they can still pass to the next generation. But it's not a lot, because I there's also people who, like, yeah, if your grandparents are like not really into like building lands or have make building businesses before, so it's harder now. Like as the years go by, it's even like harder to like gain wealth, those
Yeah.
stuff.
It's hard for me to think strategically like that, to think like, oh, this is going to be a good investment 5, 10, 15 years from now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might be better than I am with that.
Yeah, because there's families in like where I'm from, Butuan. There's families where we're just, let's say there's a new building in the city, and it's built with their, and then they name it their family name, and then when you ask like, hey, why is this like, because it just pops up, right? I don't want to say the actual family name. Let's say the actual family name is let's say Biden.
Magunto.
Just
Oh, Biden.
let's say Biden. So there's like some, suddenly they pop up in a city. Oh, there's like a Biden building, then a Biden restaurant. So it's like and then you assume like, oh, there's probably like a big capital behind it. Why it's like suddenly popping up? And then when you ask like your uncles, so like, oh, why is this like, what's this family name? Oh, that, and then they respond, and then they tell me like, oh, because that family name, actually they're known way before for their rice mills. Like their grandparents were like famous for like rice mills. So maybe, so they're what I'm guessing is, so maybe because they're old now, so they started like selling their old land and then split it with their grandchildren, and then their grandchildren started building businesses in the city. And but it's only because of that capital, because their grandparents were like known for like rice mills, and then actually maybe that land is more expensive now, and someone bought it and then they started own businesses. So it's more of like because they're older, so they got lucky, right? Because their older generation were like just happened to be, oh, let's make a rice mill and let's make this bigger, and it turns out that actually like have more value like later on.
Yeah, for every success story you hear like that,
Mhm.
there's thousands of failures that just aren't mentioned.
To Yeah,
You know?
for sure there's other, because what I see is like maybe two buildings, right? So but how about the other siblings, right? What did they maybe they
Yeah.
just like spend it all to
So much money wasted, and
cockfighting.
they thought, this is my opportunity. And if you interview any successful business person, more often than not, they're going to have a number of failures that preceded their success. And I know it's kind of silly to ask someone who's a billionaire or someone who's successful, or even like Taylor Swift, like they're going to tell you not to give up because that's how their story ended. But you're working backwards from the point of success, and
Yeah.
you're saying, well, obviously they would say not to give up, because if they did give up, they wouldn't be where they are.
Yeah.
But
But
just
there's
because if just because you don't give up on something doesn't mean you're going to find success. Hate to be like
Yeah.
pessimistic
it's
sounding.
just the one
Yeah.
component.
You know,
to it.
they just
like
found their
one-
way to the sea,
Yeah.
but not everyone does.
Because
It's
there's
one ingredient to the recipe. You know,
Mhm.
it's not just that. Not
Yeah.
giving
yeah,
up.
because
They were lucky. They failed a
Yeah,
bunch of
there's
times. They found the right thing at the right time. They were whatever, but
yeah, or maybe they have different support because they can say like don't give up, but let's say it's in 10 people who didn't give up, only one like becomes Taylor Swift. So what happened to the other 9, right? Who didn't give up,
exactly.
but
Yeah,
I mean,
They would say that's the only thing they can say is don't give
Yeah,
up, because they wouldn't be you wouldn't be talking to them if it wasn't don't give up.
Mhm.
because if everyone doesn't give up, you know, like if everyone doesn't give up, but everyone doesn't get the same thing. Like if you're talking, let's say Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not giving up like Taylor Swift, but you can never be like Taylor Swift because there's
Yeah.
other components of how she became famous, not just being, you know,
Tay Tay, you
Yeah.
know Tay Tay.
True.
like,
And I'm sure there's something she gave up along the way to become a music star. Maybe she wanted to be a doctor when she was a kid.
yeah,
She gave that
it's
up to
just
do
more
music.
than it's more than hard work, I'd say.
So
Yeah.
it's you know, and also when you look at Instagram, and you know, I said this earlier, but when you look at Instagram and you see everyone's highlight reel of their life, and you have the urge to compare yourself to their success and the way that how happy they might look, you're not seeing everything behind the scenes and how unhappy they might be, and how fake the facade truly is.
Yeah.
You don't see everyone's failures; they only talk about the success. So, when you look at yourself, it's important to remember not to compare yourself. Like, you know,
Yeah,
ultimately,
you have your
comparison
own-
is the
yeah.
thief of joy.
Yeah.
So, when those old people in the Philippines made good decisions, or Bitcoin is $100,000, and I'm like, or 100,000 what something? Bitcoin's really high, and I'm like, guys was talking about how we should have bought in 2015.
There's
Like, what
it's
are you
always
gonna do?
that,
Like,
right? Yeah,
you can't
it's
go
always
back in
that,
time.
like,
I didn't.
yeah.
You can't go back
Even
in time. You just
the
gotta accept where you're at.
even Nvidia, I've heard that story. Nvidia, like the employees are so lucky, right? I always say I want to say lucky because they happen to have like a very good CEO, right? Because I think they have in their company where same thing with our company where you can buy stocks your company with a discounted price, and then if the company does great, so your the stock value is gonna go up, and then if you sell it, you're gonna be rich. And I think Nvidia was, I think for a lot of their employees were even thinking like they can retire now because the stocks like went up like for the past years. It like went really high because of the AI. They're like the main technology or the main hardware you buy for AI. So it's like very. I haven't looked up the multiplier, but I've heard like it's like really really significant where you can just retire. I think it's like millions of dollars now.
That's crazy. I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of it's a hazard to their workforce, because if everyone retires at the same time,
Yeah.
that could tank the stock price. And the reason why they like the stock so much, like it could sort of bite them in this ironic way where the stock is high, so everyone quits, and then the stock goes down, and now everyone has to go back to
Yeah.
work, and no one gets to retire. I don't know. Could
Yeah.
happen. I don't know.
It
But
was very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very good for them. Like it was so, because I think the CEO was so great. I think it's a Taiwanese American. Yeah.
just remember though, until you sell the stock, you have not technically made any money.
Yeah. It's like paper.
It's all unrealized
They
gain.
have, yeah.
Just keep that in
Is
mind.
that the actual? It's like the formal term for it? Unrealized gain.
Yeah, and then when you sell it, that's realized gains, and at least in
Oh,
America,
yeah.
that's when you're taxed on it. So
Yeah, because I see it in like I have but I only do it in the Philippines. I know. I think me and Liza also like that was a big thing, right? When we were like project mates in the Philippines before.
Oh yeah.
The it
I
was-
still I,
don't tell me
yeah,
about
we
this
were
I,
like,
stuff.
I still have it.
Oh
Okay.
no!
I
What
have
is it worth?
What do you want to know?
No, I mean you don't have to tell me. Is it
It's
worth
not-
something substantial or not?
In Philippine peso, yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, it is substantial.
In Philippine peso, yes.
Philippine
What
peso,
does that
yes.
In
Yeah, if
actual
you
value
ask
in the
me-
world,
What?
in worldly value, is it valuable?
In the Philippines, maybe if you want to spend it in the
Yes.
Philippines.
What if you want to get a dinner at?
Yeah.
I was gonna make a really funny joke and I just lost it.
Can think of a place.
I'm trying to think of that really nuanced restaurant that would be hilarious.
It's
Is
what? It's
for me? It's
Well,
not
now
that.
it's gonna bother me. What's the chicken place where everyone eats?
Chick-fil-A.
No, in the Philippines.
Philippines.
No, it's
Mang
roast
Inasal?
chicken. Inasal,
Mang Inasal.
Inasal.
Mang
Yeah,
Inasal.
gosh. I was gonna make
What
that
do you
joke.
mean? I can buy Mang Inasal?
You can buy Mang Inasal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
that's not
everyone.
a lot of money.
Let's
For like-
eat chicken.
for like 5 people.
Woo.
No,
No,
that's,
it's big, but it's not really. I would think it's not that.
I
'Cause-
did stop buying though. I when I left the Philippines, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So whatever was there,
And I
still
You just left
intact.
it, yeah.
Here's
There's
some
no
unsolicited.
activity since 2015.
I'll give you some unsolicited advice.
What?
Because I work in the finance. I won't give much advice, but I will say, don't invest in something that you don't understand.
I just told you I haven't
you
invested
don't fully
since
understand-
2015. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
I'm saying, and I'm not saying that you don't understand it.
Oh,
So this is not
wait,
having to do
wait,
with
wait. Let me
just
tell
in
you.
general,
When
just
we
moving
were
forward.
doing this in the Philippines, we were very well informed because we have
Yeah.
And I'm
We
not
had
saying you weren't.
reports
We had
this has nothing
reports.
to do with what y'all did.
every week.
well,
I'm just saying, moving forward.
But we're just saying, I'm just saying, when we were doing all this stock, activity,
Do the
When we're-
research. Find out what's going on.
our team lead
Yeah.
will send us like reports or
And what
what to
commission was
buy.
he getting? He was getting paid.
No, he had the
No,
membership to the.
He actually is paying for it. He actually sent it to us
yeah,
for
and then
free.
he
the
shares
report,
it to
yeah.
us. So
Mhm.
all the things that we bought, but it was kind of a little bit counterproductive for work because
work.
every morning we're just
Everyone was
kinda-
like
Checking
looking
the
at the
stocks.
yeah.
especially like the first weeks of it.
Yeah.
We were just crazy.
That's fine. Well, that's gambling.
It's not. We were
is gambling.
we were
It-
doing blue chips,
That's
You know,
gambling.
Yeah.
You're gambling.
blue chip stocks.
If you're checking it every day, you're gambling.
No, it was just excitement. We were new to the stock.
Yeah.
It may
This is
be
not really
exciting.
changing. It's not really changing a lot every day because they're like big, like
Yeah.
blue chip companies, right? So usually it's like maybe a year or 2 years before they have like a significant what would they call this, profit, and then their stocks go up.
So it's like Mang Inasal Incorporated.
I'll
No,
show you my
Jollibee's
stock.
actually. If you invest with Jollibee's,
I'll-
Oh, that's a good
I'll
one.
show
Yeah,
my
it's a
portfolio.
good
That's
one.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you understand Jollibee, I would invest in Jollibee because you understand.
I have an SM stock and I have an Ayala stock. So
How,
Yeah,
you have
Ayala's
both?
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't choose Ayala over
I
SM?
think I have Ayala land, not Ayala. But I have SM,
Oh.
pretty sure.
Sell SM. Buy
No.
more
No,
Ayala.
there's
Hey,
still
but how
like
dare you.
That was my the most
How could
expensive
you
stock
have-
that I bought. The SM stock.
I can't believe you would do that to Ayala.
no,
I
you can
had
buy
Ayala.
both.
They're probably sitting right side by side.
Cheating.
What?
It's just messed up, man.
We're just like
Yeah,
The
they're right
SM
next to
was
each
very-
other.
the
We're
SM
an
is so
Ayala. Listen,
expensive.
we're an
and
Ayala
everything.
family, first and foremost.
Okay, so you're
Mhm.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Zobel. The Zobels.
Sabe.
That's a
Isabel
bell.
de Ayala is
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Whatever. Maybe I'm an SM
the
guy.
SM is
Yeah.
C.
Yeah,
Seaside.
that's why.
Henry C.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I take that back.
Seaside.
Seaside. See, I'm funny.
SM Seaside.
Seaside.
I know things. I remember things.
Yeah, no things.
I've been in the
Yeah.
Philippines more than Glyza has in the last 6 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But they're like the safe companies. I even had one like I had it like 2015, but I think they're still on red now. The airline Cebu Pacific. I think it's because of the pandemic, and then they're stuck like way down, and then when the world was back to okay, I think they have a lot to recover because it's more like I think it's even half the price. I didn't sell it because I'm gonna. Uh, so I'm just like banking on maybe they're gonna recover in the next 10 years. We'll see. I just like leave
I
it
mean,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's that's a tried and true, like
Mm,
tourism and everything. I will say
yeah.
airlines in general, it's hard to make money. It is hard, man.
Mm,
Like it's such an expensive upfront cost to
yeah.
buy and maintain a fleet of airlines, and you're charging however much per ticket.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You gotta
I think
you gotta fly that plane for 30 years before you make a
yeah.
profit on a
They have
plane.
to keep on going. I've
Yeah,
I've I've read this in. I think it's the same also with restaurants where it showed in the pandemic where if you just stop for a month, you're gonna go. Like I think
yeah,
you're gonna go bankrupt for some people because of the even the rent of the place, the salary of the employee. Like you have to keep going like for the entire month just to like keep up with the
yeah. I forget what's it
expenses.
called, like a cash flow or whatever it is, like the turnover of your cash in your business. It turns
Mm,
over every month. Like so, exactly what you said. It's like
yeah.
we need cash to pay the people. We have to make money to keep making money. And then
Mhm.
once something stops, I mean,
Yeah.
one. But then there's companies like Apple who have
Yeah.
like
They
$100 billion in cash that they're just sitting
yeah.
on. Like they could stop doing business for 3 years and be like
They're
perfectly
so
fine.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Or
but-
I don't know. Maybe that's not the best example, but you know what I mean. Like there's some companies that just have a ton of cash.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which means they have they're very safe. Like if something happens, like another, like the pandemic, they're still safe. They can
Yeah,
have
they'll be fine.
and then they can just spend for how they want to adjust, how they want to change process in the company. Like they can afford doing that. No, it's not even like a risk, or should I say like their risk is much lower because they have like, yeah, if you have like more money, right, you can just like
Yeah.
you can like gamble, not really gamble, like you can take more risk because it's
I
not
think
really, yeah.
I'm fascinated by Amazon, the company, because Amazon, like Jeff Bezos and all them, they
Mm.
well, everyone knows Amazon. I don't know why I'm acting like
What,
so.
the A to Z one?
What? Who's
Amazon?
Jeff Bezos? Huh?
The
Huh?
Amazon
Who's he?
didn't make a profit until 2015. They were not profitable.
Mm.
They took all the money they made and they put it back into growing the company. And it wasn't until 2015 that they actually made money, which
Yeah.
is insane. It got so big. So their idea was to grow so big that they killed off their competitors. If they
Mm.
didn't kill their competitors, they would die. That was their business strategy. It's insane.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's
They
and then
started, yeah, they
like
buy smaller companies so that they can kill
it
them.
just consumed everything, and they're like they were
Consume.
barely keeping alive, and then finally it broke, and it was like, okay, now we are actually a behemoth,
Yeah.
and we can actually
I saw
sink
like
our teeth
a
in.
video on Facebook where there's like the top 20 richest people, and it was like there's no Jeff Bezos until like 2015. He's just shot up.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
it's right
It's
around
like,
that. I mean,
whoa,
maybe
like,
2016,
it was like
15, but yeah,
Bill Gates for longest time, and then some other people I don't know, and then Jeff Bezos just came in straight at the top.
because a lot of
2015,
institutional
2016.
investors wouldn't buy Amazon or make it a primary holding in like their portfolio until it was a profitable company. Like a lot of these tech
Mhm.
startups don't have a profit. That's the
Mm.
idea. It's like growth phase. But once it hits that like critical mass where it was like so big, yeah, that's when it'll happen. And Jeff Bezos is fascinating. He's kind of a weird dude, but like the stuff he says about like he doesn't do PowerPoint in any of his meetings. He only does memos because they have to be well written and well thought out. And he holds
Mhm.
meetings with his executives instead of sending stuff to before the meeting to prepare. They sit down for 30 minutes in the meeting and they silently read the memo all together. That way, no one can pretend like they read it or have their assistant give them notes on it. They sit there and all the executives take 30 minutes to read an 8-page memo. And then when it's done, then they talk about it.
They talk about it.
And it's like, whoa, like he's changing the world. And he's like, make bad decisions quickly. Meaning if you wait and wait and wait, it's as bad of a bad decision than actually making the bad decision and recovering.
Recovering from it. Fail
So-
fast.
Fail fast. That's it.
Fail
That-
fast.
Yes, you heard that.
Mhm.
Oh man, it's cool to see someone just rock it, like kill it, like that.
He's
I'm not
out, right?
necessarily a fan,
He's
but,
not with Amazon anymore, right?
he might have
He's
stepped
just
away from the main role.
he
I think he's still
just
like on the board of directors, but
probably
I should say everything I've said about business and finance on this podcast, I could be completely wrong.
yeah.
So I should have said that before.
Don't take
No,
this as
no, don't take it away.
I could have
professional
said a bunch
advice. This is just me
no, I mean like
talking with my friends.
yeah.
You just
No, it's not even that. Like someone, I may have quoted someone wrong, but I think it's pretty cool.
yeah. When I heard that fail fast culture, I was so like relieved because I remember in our company, in Glyzas, when I started the company, it always like do it right the first time, something like they have that clause. And then when the fail fast was but big, I was like, oh yeah, it's actually matches with my because what I do it's what I do is like we're programmers like try something and then test it. If it errors out, finding what's error.
Yeah.
I like doing that. I'm not really like those art people are like artists like, oh look, so it should be I'm already in this loop. Oh, so I move here. I just like run it. Oh, it's wrong. Okay, what happened? I want to like have it error out as early as possible and then fix it afterwards. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was a big thing before, like do it right the first time. There was like we can't be I'm not
Can you imagine
that
the
perfect. I
pressure?
can't do that. Yeah.
The pressure when you click enter and you put all this weight behind it being right, and then you're just crushed when you have to start over, rather than just like quickly making these mistakes and accumulating knowledge along the way. You know?
Oh, I'll be a devil's advocate though, but if you fail fast, wouldn't that create more time? Because you have to, if it fails, it comes back to you. You have to fix it again.
Yeah, I think
And what
it's
if it
more for like
fails
small
again?
things, like to fail
Yeah.
the small things fast. If it's a major decision,
It's
Right, so it's
I think it became big when you know those dev op, but I think the concept with those dev op stuff is you have to like chop it like smaller pieces, not like one big, not one big project where just you put everything. You cut it into smaller pieces, and then if this is good,
It's-
yeah,
it's
like
more
that.
like
So
an agile type of
yeah,
approach.
so you
progress over
can
perfection.
yeah, so you can just do fail fast on that because at least the consequence is not you're not gonna have the consequence like very big also. So that's yeah. But if you're doing
different, it's different when it's waterfall because when you fail, you have to go back to the top
yeah, there's
of
a
the
lot of
waterfall.
steps you
Yeah,
a lot of
there's
steps
always
you go
exceptions,
back
I'm
to.
sure.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I feel like don't you feel like Louis, like your destiny is to start your own company? Like, it's just,
not I'm not sure. Maybe
would you like to
I'm
do
sure.
that, or have maybe
Not related to tech though.
you've no
Excuse
not
me.
related to tech maybe,
Not
but
related to tech,
you've got an
yeah.
entrepreneurial mindset. I know you would be so successful if you had the right thing that you were passionate about.
Isa's like that though.
Issa,
Yeah.
Issa for sure.
Oh, Glazer, you're not. Mike's not.
Issa could do it.
Yeah, business. Yeah, minded.
Um,
Yeah.
I think she'll do good with that. I think she has a master's.
Yeah, she finished.
So
She graduated
finished
it already.
her master's.
An MBA.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see. But I like it if I'm gonna start a business, maybe it's gonna be it's not gonna be like a tech related. Should be just small stuff like coffee,
Or sports,
food.
some sort of like gym.
Yeah, for the gym, I'm thinking about that because when I got injured, I'm like thinking about like I have to be, yeah, it's hard because you have to be part of it too because it sucks if you're just like on the business side of it. It's good if you're like one of the instructors or that kind of you're that involved with that business. And when I got injured, I was like, oh, what if I got injured? I want to be. It's hard to be part of the martial
You'll
arts
always be
anymore.
yourself, though. Nothing's gonna ever take away
Yeah.
who you are and the passion you bring to it, whether you can participate or not. I mean,
I feel like a good business would be something that you enjoy doing.
Yeah, yeah,
rather than
fun
being in tech
doing.
is I feel like it's so stressful, especially at the level of tech that we have right now.
but if it was like making a website for your new business, you could do that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of competitions in that.
Yeah.
There's a lot. It's already been thought of.
Or maybe well, maybe pictures too. I like taking pictures, so I was thinking about that before. It's just hard to in our line of work. It's hard to. It's always like it's not even a joke anymore because there I work with people who are like businessmen, like they have their own business, and then I remember this just happened just last week where he said like because it's hard to do it's hard to be full time businessman in here in the Philippines. And then when you're working with in our company, you can't really be full time with anything else.
No.
It's gonna take up a lot of your time. So yeah, you can only really spend like maybe in a week, maybe a few hours a week if you have like a different if you want to pursue other stuff like this in business and or other income generating ventures you want to do.
That's true. That's the
yeah.
reality of the world we live in, and especially the career the careers that you have chosen or are currently in for sure.
Mhm.
There's just I always feel like there's a lightning bolt moment that's going to happen in my life, and I'm sure I think it's going to happen in yours too, where you just are struck with this undeniable pull to something, and you'll just quit your job or whatever it is. You'll like laser focus into it. Maybe that's just wishful thinking on my behalf, but I would love. I feel like that's coming. Maybe not soon.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the next year or
We'll
two,
see.
but like it will
Maybe
happen where I'm like, I got to do
maybe
this.
we'll just start something small, yeah, like food
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
pictures. Yeah.
Something. Or
Yeah.
if you won the lottery tomorrow, what would you do? Well, that's your
I'll,
passion.
I'll keep working and then not care.
You just curse out
Just-
your
I'll just in there.
duck in the microphone.
Yeah, this is not working. Yeah. Yeah.
Someone can hear you.
I will just
commenting.
work and not care and just talk with my office mates because it's a good hang, talking with them too. So just like, hey, how you going? How's it going? Oh, we're getting behind. Oh wow, that's cool.
That's a fun.
Because you have money.
Fun for you guys. But then everyone will hate you.
Yeah, they would.
You won the lottery, but I didn't want to resign. I just want to slack and, find out how they're gonna react by me just not working, but still being employed.
You can do a social experiment and see how long it would take to be fired if you do absolutely no work. You go to every meeting, you answer Teams messages and all that.
Yeah.
Status of this? It's still in progress.
Working on it.
What's your estimate for this? Like, when are you going to be able to do this? Maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow, maybe.
Tomorrow comes like, what's the status of still in progress?
Yeah.
How long would that last?
I don't know.
Yeah, a few months, I guess. I think few months because they won't kick you out right away. Yeah.
They'll put you on PIP.
They'll try to
Yeah.
push you out first.
They'll push you out. Yeah, they're like not assign
Yeah, to put you. Yeah.
I feel like my company might do that. Like instead of firing people, they do it in Japan, where instead of firing you, they'll just won't assign you work, and they won't talk to you. You're sort of shunned by the whole office until you quit, till you resign, and they're like, you're so embarrassed and ashamed that you can't work that you just quit. I think it happens.
Really?
That doesn't. It will not happen here because you can sue people here. So you can just maybe in Asia you can do that.
Yeah. In there, they're probably gonna give you something like so difficult that they know you're not gonna be able to complete, and then comes the deadline, they're gonna use that. Oh, you weren't able to complete this, so we're gonna have to like put you in this process where you can improve, blah blah, and then you're out.
Story? Is it a true story?
It happens. I've heard that happen in here. They're gonna force you out, even in all levels. I even heard that I think this was before got assigned to Texas. I think I was just like printing the documents, and then like there's two people talking like near the printer, and that's how I overheard them. And then he was talking about, I think it was even managers that time, and then they want this manager out, or like the people higher than them want this person out because they don't, I don't know what the reason is, they don't want it. So what they did is it's actually like an opposite way. So they started like taking responsibilities out of that person, just so there was like, oh, it makes sense if we move it this way, let's move it this way. And then come the the performance discussions, he's like the least person in the ranking because, oh, you're not really doing much, the other people are doing this. But they set them up that way, so that's why they use that to push him out. So it's like, so because of that, they were gonna be, oh, you're underperforming, and then of course the it's gonna be that person's gonna feel bad. So it's like a chess match. Like they're gonna be like, oh, so he's probably gonna tender resignation. If he's not gonna tender resignation, he's gonna be put in this process where it's gonna be so discouraging to just complete that process. He's gonna end up like resigning, and then at the end, like the person did like leave the company. So it sucks. Like, it's more of like, it's like game of using the process just to, so they can't fire, so they can, because they can fire you right away, so they set it up like it's like doing a long game just so you can
Oh no,
leave the
and they
company.
talk
Yeah.
about it. They have some side meetings where like, all right, how do we get so and so to leave?
Yeah,
All
and
right,
then
well, I have a plan. This worked
Yeah.
for this person last year. Have you ever hired anyone, Louis?
me, no, I haven't. I don't volunteer to do that. I don't.
Okay, I don't
Yeah.
want to do that either. I'm so glad that I don't have to hire, especially fire anybody. I see my manager do it all the time, and she's like, "Oh, it's no big deal." I am too emotional about my relationships with people, and it would crush me for someone to hate me or to like think that I did them wrong or something. Thoughts?
Why are you firing people? Isn't that something that
People get fired when you hire people. You
A person that fires.
what movie was that?
no one heard what you said.
You just hire a third party to fire people. What was
It's called Up in the Air. It's a George Clooney movie.
or
Okay. I've seen that in How I Met Your Mother. Like Barney
yeah.
was assigned to like fire people, and there's like a specific room where they fire people, and then there's only like a desk and two chairs, and then you see like the CCTV where like when Barney like turns away, the other person like he lifts the chair and then like it slams it. It's just funny because I think that room is specifically for like firing people, and then like, he was like assigned to like do that just to talk to the person to fire. But they made it as a comedy. It's funny. They made the desk like a bit wider, so because there's one instance where like after he got fired, like the other people like jump to him, like try to grab him after he got fired. So yeah, it's just funny. Yeah,
What was that other movie too that was like um it was like a late 90s movie where he doesn't like his boss, but the ending of the story was that the building was on fire and the person responsible for the
It's called Office Space.
office space, yeah,
Office Space.
somebody was like there was like people coming in and actually firing people, right?
Yep. Usually when they hire consultants to come in, the consultant's ultimate sort of the outcome of their
Task.
presence
Yeah.
is to lay off a certain
Lay off
amount of people. Yeah. But so
Yeah.
always beware if there's a team of
Yeah.
consultants that come into
I've
your
heard-
office.
I've heard there's a training about that. I keep remembering also with our project Galay way before, one of our managers from Australia, but I think she was just sharing that she was in this training, and then the part of her training was to fire, like how do you like lay off people, how to talk to them. And then the training, she was just sharing that the training was so good because they do a role play. So it's, of course there's like a tip how you gonna talk to this person, and then do a role play. So let's say you're gonna fire this person, and then the trainer is actually like very good where he throws like maybe curveballs. Like as you were talking, the trainer will just say, "Oh, do you know like I got pregnant this month," and then you're gonna end up like firing. So how are you gonna deal with that? We're like, "Oh, I'm having my first baby in the next month. So what do you want to talk about?" And then the situation was you have to fire that person. So it's actually very good. How to like,
Oh my god, I would just fire someone else.
what you're gonna end up
No
like?
way.
We scheduled a meeting.
Yeah,
Let's meet up after 9 months.
yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That'd be tough.
It's just funny.
That
Yeah.
would definitely be tough.
Or like that person, like, oh, someone died in my family last month, blah blah. So how are you gonna deal with that? Because you still have to fire that person.
And but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Mm.
So moral of the story is we have to move our podcast set up to a better spot and get a new mic cord. Other
Yep.
than that,
And
I think we're smooth.
you
We're
need
smooth sailing.
it's good to have the flag back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flag.
I actually talked to Dale yesterday
Really?
because he was at the office. Oh no, last Thursday he was at the office, and then we're gonna see each other later tonight because we have a team building. Yeah, but he just said like in Visayas like oh, it's been a while since I did a podcast. I'm like yeah, and then he said like oh yeah, it's just hard because of night shift, blah blah, and then that's it.
No,
You know,
he's not a morning person. I totally get it. And
yeah, because he's working night shift, and then he ends. Maybe he just ended like a few hours ago, and then maybe he's asleep. Yeah,
yeah,
that's what Jesse. Yeah, so at least he's thinking
always-
about the podcast.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
like there's no pressure on it. The minute we
Yeah.
pressure him and force him to feel like he's forced to do it, then the fun's gone. Like there's
Mhm.
always a spot for him whenever he wants to come back.
Yeah, and then we made a joke before that he will be back when he's also back there in the U.S. I think that will probably work because I think he's gonna be back there. Maybe I think they're hoping December. So yeah, maybe that's the time where he's gonna join us back again. He's back in this December. Yeah, I think
Okay.
they're doing it that they're trying to make it faster.
They need Dale. Dale needs to be here. I don't blame him. Once you get a hold of Dale,
To I was talking, I was talking to a friend. I don't know if I should mention her name, but I told her that Dale went back to the Philippines, and she said, "Oh, maybe we can get him in our project."
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah,
In
I've
our
heard that.
project.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, but he did
Perfect.
mention it because he was talking with. I gotta leave it at
okay.
Joseph, and then yeah, I think they're
Yeah.
planning if after or after our sorry, I did that. After our project, they're gonna they might, or maybe he's gonna be there too. Maybe if he's there already there back in December, maybe he's gonna be part of your project.
I don't know.
They're
If it's the build, I don't know. They're the Philippines part of of this project is going to
okay.
end in the next 6 months.
all right, you're getting close to work talk. Don't
yeah.
do this. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a good stopping point.
Yeah,
I know we're
it's help at work.
good to be back. We didn't talk about my marathon. We'll talk about that next.
Oh yeah, congrats!
week.
You say congrats to her marathon, right? You're feeling
It was
good? Like
Glass I'm feeling good now. I'm recovered. Glass is tired of hearing me talk about it, so we'll wait a week because I need like 20 minutes to give you the whole.
those? Oh yeah,
thing,
we
because
could
it's a
start
lot.
it that next time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
marathon
yeah,
experience.
it's
Are
awesome.
you planning on doing another one this year or no?
Not this year, but March 1st. I
March
already
1st?
almost signed up for it.
That's just like a few months now. You're
Yeah,
saying like
I
not
do.
this year because it's like it's already December, and then the next marathon is like March, so it's just like a few months. So it's almost like it's still like,
almost pretty much.
it's just close enough. Yeah.
I'm excited. I really like it. Yes, that you're right. They either say you never do it again or you're addicted, and I love it. It was
March
awesome.
is it just there? It also,
It's in Myrtle Beach, so it's really flat. So I should be able to get a really good time. So that's the idea. Maybe March 1st. Anyway, we'll talk about it next time.
yeah, you can maybe RJ is also doing. Oh no, not RJ, right? This is his boyfriend's doing it. Going to the US and then running. Maybe he can like
He must be
have the
fast.
same
He's
event.
fast though. If he's doing New York City, he's fast.
New York, and I think he did Chicago too.
I'm gonna sign up for the lottery for New York, but I'm way too slow. Took me 4 hours.
Oh,
and
it's a
33
lottery.
minutes.
They limit. Oh, yeah, that makes sense too. I bet a lot of people like signing up.
Oh yeah, everyone. There's time requirements for speed, and then there's a lottery.
Oh, okay. So it's not just
It's easier to get in if you're older.
because the brackets are like lower requirements. I guess I think that's what.
And then there's a certain amount that they give to like if you're paralyzed or you have like a special story or something. But there's a certain amount of lottery winners that I'm not fast enough to make the time cut off. But
okay.
I could. Anyway, it's a long story.
Soon. Yeah, we'll talk about that soon. Marathons. Let's talk about marathons.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll see. We'll see. But it's good to see you again, Louis. And enjoy your
I think we
day.
can do. Yeah, I think we can do next. I'm not sure if you're gonna do next week because it's Thanksgiving, right? Thanksgiving weekend.
Well,
Yeah, but I mean, we're here though. It shouldn't be an issue. But we
Yeah.
can talk about it.
Yeah, we can just check the group chat,
Yeah.
and maybe Dale's gonna join it because it's also a holiday in there. We'll see. I'll talk to him later because we're gonna see each other in the evening. Have
Tell
a
him
few
we miss him.
drinks. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Adam's almost bitter.
Bitter.
He hasn't been able to talk to Dale.
Yeah. We miss you, Dale. If you're listening, I'll send him a.
We never know.
clip.
He will watch this, like, our video, our podcast. He's like always watching.
Yeah. Maybe maybe he knows everything. He knows, or just maybe reading the show notes or something. Maybe you don't know.
He knows that
Still.
we're talking about him.
Okay, so how do you wanna? It's good to be after a week of eventful week. Maybe I'll just share it in the future. But yeah, it's good to see everyone. Hopefully we can have another one next week so that we can have bring back the momentum. And I didn't get to post clips, by the way, so I'm sorry. I'll just start editing maybe past few days.
Oh, no
Been
worries.
busy.
Yeah.
Been busy, thinking about
Needless to say,
stuff.
a lot of
Yeah.
things on your mind. Sounds like we have a lot to talk about next week.
Sure. That'll be one of the
That'll be one of the topics for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, so have a good rest of the weekend. Have a good Friday night, and then talk to you soon. Bye-bye.